With the good comes the bad, and yes, Olympia is a great place to live, but we also got to cover the cons. So that's what we're going to do in the video today. Let's get into it. What's up, everybody? It's Brandon Stevens, Premier Homes Northwest at eXp Realty. I'm back again today with another video. Today we're covering the cons of living in Olympia. Listen, before we get in the video, I wanted to remind you to like and subscribe to my channel. I'm a local real estate agent in the area. I've lived here for over 40 years, and every day we help people just like you move to this area or sell their house in Olympia, Lacey, and Tumwater area. As a native to Olympia-Lacey-Tumwater for over 40 years, we know everything about this community. We live in this community. We take pride in this community. We know the good, the bad, and the ugly, and we're here to give you all the real information about living right here. So today we're going to talk about the cons of living in Olympia. We're going to lay out about 5 of them. I want you to subscribe, like to our channel. All the information's below. You can text us, you can email us. Let's set up a Zoom link. We can meet for coffee. It's important for us to let our clients know that we care about them. We're here to help them. Communication is always key with us, and honestly, it's the most important aspect of any real estate transaction. So we look forward to meeting you. Again, feel free to reach out to us anytime. Let's jump into the video. All right, number 1, I'm sure you've heard, yes, it rains in Washington. Today I'm out here, it's spring, it's May the 4th, and you can see it's dry, but just earlier it was raining. And that's kind of what you're going to expect when you live in Olympia. The cool thing is you're going to have all 4 seasons. Yes, it rains a lot here, and you can expect it to rain for probably a good majority of the year, off and on. Obviously, the summers here are absolutely gorgeous. You can expect temperatures to be kind of in the average from about 75 to 95 from mid-June almost all the way through September. So we have what's called kind of an Indian summer here, and it's absolutely gorgeous here in the summer. Everybody loves it here. Many people will say it's the most beautiful place on earth. It's green, they've got flowers. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Yes, during the fall, winter, and spring seasons, there is rain throughout. So right now it's spring, and you know, just a few days ago it was 78 degrees. Today it's 55, so it's hit and miss. It's not going to be really consistent weather. During fall, it's such a beautiful time. The leaves are turning colors. You got yellow, oranges, browns, all the beautiful colors. The leaves are falling down, but it does get a little windy and rainy. In the winter, it does get cold. It's going to be, you know, between 30 and 50 degrees throughout the winter, and it does get dark and gray for some time. Have daylight savings time, so you know they set the clocks back an hour, and it tends to be dark for the whole day. You wake up, it's dark. You get off work, it's dark. So that can get some seasonal fatigue in the winter. But overall, I think you're gonna really find that unless you just really hate the rain, don't come. But I just say that jokingly. This is really the most beautiful place in the world. I'm not just saying that because I've lived here my whole life. But the weather, remember, the cool thing about living here, you get all 4 seasons. And yes, it rains, but it's not gonna rain always. I'm out here in May right now. It's going to be 80 degrees next week. It's 60 degrees this week. We get that. We hit and miss. They say April showers bring May flowers. I can see they're coming. All right, number 2 on our list, and this is a sensitive topic for a lot of people. And you know, Olympia, Lacey-Tumwater, they're a growing area, and it's getting bigger and bigger. And just like any other bigger area, you're going to have homeless people, and that's no different here. We definitely have our share of homeless population. A lot of it's going to be centered in Olympia, and of course Lacey and Tumwater, they have their problems too. They do have homeless people and encampments throughout, but the city is working really hard to mitigate that. They're finding programs for outreach. They're finding houses for them, and of course there's no solution to this problem, or else it would have been fixed already. But if you look at the data from 2021 to 2022, the houseless populations dropped by 300 or so, according to the data. So yes, it's kind of a sticky point for people because, you know, depending on how you feel or what your point of view is, it's definitely something that you have to be aware of here. It definitely hurts the aesthetic. It can cause a little more theft and drug use, but at the end of the day, they're people and you know, we're trying to be respectful to all humans. So yes, we do have a houseless problem here. The city of Olympia, Lacey, and Tumwater, they work in coordination together along with the state of Washington to try to come up with a plan to mitigate this houseless problem. And like I said, this city is no different. It's a larger growing city. We have you know, over 200,000 people in this area in particular, so you're gonna have some houseless problems. All right, one of the major drawbacks to living in Olympia-Lacey-Tumwater is right now our rent prices are exorbitantly high. The cost of rent has gone up significantly. You know, there's still a housing supply issue here in Olympia, and that's taking an effect on the rents. You know, rents can be for a 1-bedroom apartment upwards of $1,000, even close to $2,000. And if you're talking about a single family home with 3 to 4 bedrooms, you could be reaching as high as $3,500 a month just to rent a house. So if you're considering moving here and you want to rent a place, then you have to think about, yes, it's going to be a little more expensive than some of the outskirts areas. It's not as expensive as, say, Seattle, but nevertheless, it's still pretty expensive compared to where it was, say, 10 years ago. The prices have come up significantly, and that's because the supply and the need for housing is significant. That brings me to number 3, our housing supply issue. This is a major con if you're looking to buy a home in Olympia, Lacey, or Tumwater. Right now, it's significantly low. We have what's called a seller's market. Our inventory is at less than 1 month. This is one of the lowest inventories in all of the state of Washington. For a neutral market, you need about 6 months worth of inventory. And right now we have less than a month. So it's definitely caused upward pressure on buyers, and it puts them at a disadvantage, quite frankly. We would need about 4 houses for every 1 buyer to make it a buyer's market, or to make it a neutral market for that matter. And right now we have about 1.4 houses per 4 buyers. If you dropped 1,000 houses in our market right now, that'd be about the only way to stop our supply issue, and that's just not going to happen. We are still underbuilding in this area. We have only built around 390 homes last year. We would need to build around 1,200 homes every year just to keep pace with what's needed. So our supply issue is definitely putting buyers at a disadvantage, and it's still making it a seller's market. Yes, prices can be dictated by mortgage rates and you know, income levels and prices, but at the end of the day, it's still a seller's market because we have a supply and demand issue, and that just comes down to simple economics. All right, so number 5 on our list is traffic. Yes, because our city has grown so fast and so many people have moved here from, you know, Seattle or Portland or Tacoma to have a lower cost of living, it's definitely increased the traffic. And the city governments have done a good job of road improvements and trying to mitigate traffic with roundabouts and improving intersections and crosswalks and bike lanes and public transportation. But if you're traveling at rush hour between, you know, 7 in the morning to 9 in the morning, or between 3 and 6 at night, you're going to come into some traffic, especially on the weekends. There's going to be heavy traffic throughout the city of Olympia, Lacey, and Tumwater. And that's just because of the influx of people that have moved here over the last 10 years. The community has grown so significantly that there's just really no way around it. Again, you just have to have patience. There are several back roads you can take once you learn the area, but the main corridor is just I-5, and that gets heavily trafficked throughout the day because you have people traveling from Seattle, Tacoma, JBLM, living here. And so depending on what work times are, the traffic's going to be backed up pretty heavily. And then also through the main corridors of the city, you know, College Streets, Martin Way, Back Lake Boulevard, Cooper Point Road, all these roads are definitely well traveled throughout the day. You can expect an additional, you know, 15 to 20 minute commute times in those peak hours than you would be used to in the off-peak hours. All right, so that's a quick rundown of the 5 cons of living in the Olympia-Lacey-Tumwater area. Again, it's a fantastic place to live, but just like any place that has all the great things, there are some bad things that come with the territory. I don't think they're a breaking point for most people. I think most people can move past those issues, and I think they would still really enjoy this community. But it's good to know that there are some issues, that this place isn't perfect, and really no place is. And I think that Olympia is a fantastic place to raise a family. It has a fantastic economy. It has beautiful places to do things, parks, rivers, lakes. This is the 5 cons of Olympia, and I don't think they outweigh the pros by any means. Again, I wanted to thank you so much for tuning into my channel, checking out our videos. We release videos every week about living in Olympia, Lacey, and Tumwater. Everything you need to know, we try to cover. Again, I'm a licensed real estate agent in the area. I'd love to help you out if you're planning on moving to the area, if you got a home that you want to sell, if you're looking to move up. This is what we do. We help people just like you every day in this market, and we would love to help you. So again, I want to lay my contact information out below, my phone number, my email. You can follow us on Instagram. Please subscribe to our channel. I got my website down below. You can search all the homes in the Olympia-Lacey-Tumwater and surrounding areas. I would love to meet you. We can get some coffee, however you want to do it. Talk to you next time.